Assad and Cosgrove ensure it's even at Northampton.
Day 2 had been a washout. Persistent heavy rain over Northampton had meant no play and effectively reduced the match to a 3-day game. That meant Leicestershire would look to get a move on and make up for lost time when they began at the start of Day 3. They'd managed to navigate the final few overs of the first day's play without loss, resuming on 6-0. The Northants bowlers toiled. Despite the moisture in the wicket and overcast conditions, Assad and Horton started well, carrying on the form that had seen them both score hundreds in their last outing. As the total ticked past 50, Northants would finally find their breakthrough, Horton departing for 29, caught by Hutton at second slip off the bowling of Buck. Assad accelerated as lunch loomed, batting his side to 87 for 1 when they finally reached the interval.
As play resumed, the home side began to create opportunities. Dexter would be the man to go, trapped LBW as Hutton got one to nip back on him, gone for 27. Cosgrove began to chip in with runs of his own, Buck on the receiving end as he hit the bowler for 4 boundaries in the overs before tea. They'd added 91 runs in 31 overs when tea was called, trailing Northants by 121 with 8 wickets still in hand. The total was almost 200 when Cosgrove picked up his half-century, a rare 3 from the big Australian, taking him past the total. And the Foxes' batting bonus point would be confirmed a few overs later, 200 up, 8 wickets in hand. Assad had centuries in both innings against Gloucestershire, but he'd be unable to add to the score, Proctor recovering well to see the Foxes opener caught at square leg for 92. He'd have another in his next over, Leicestershire wobbling as Ackerman was trapped LBW for a duck. The wickets continued to fall. Dearden, the next man to go, caught behind off the bowling of Sanderson for 7. Cosgrove, who'd batted so well earlier in the day, would finally be removed by Sanderson, out LBW for 63. Klein and Hill would come together and steer the Foxes past the 250 mark. Hill clubbed Coles for 6. Klein wouldn't have the same success against the seamer, out LBW for 15 as he played across the line. Wright would face just 9 balls before light deteriorated enough for the umpires to take the players off the field of play. And that's where they would remain, stumps called with no further play possible. All in all, it had been an even day, Leicestershire looking like they were cruising, only to be pegged back by Northants late on. At 273 for 7, the Foxes are still 26 runs short of their hosts' total and will be hoping to knock those remaining runs off quickly before opening a lead of their own early on the final day.